Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and today we are going to review the 6th episode of Series 11 of Doctor Who, of course, Demons of the Punjab. And we get to learn a little bit more about Yaz's family, as the Doctor, kind of reluctantly, if she does not interfere, takes her back to the 1940s, of course with the partition of India. Another historical episode of Doctor Who. And I was a little fearful that this episode would be feeling very much how they did Rosa. And luckily I was wrong. This episode was very good. It was a very good historical episode of Doctor Who. You also get to see the kind of how humanity is. The troubling side of humanity, which in the end is really the villain of the story of Doctor Who, not the alien creatures that are in the area. Which I thought was interesting. Of course, these villains that we thought, of course, because they're we thought they killed a person at the beginning, and then they seem very menacing. Their designs are very menacing, which I think was a really good design. I actually really like the designs of these little demon creatures that they had. But of course, we kind of are led to think that they are the villain. But in reality, they are not. They're just here to help the people who have passed on move on, kind of. They're just there to watch and help, in a way, which I thought was interesting. Now, of course, I really thought this was a good episode to explore a little bit more about Yaz. I think it was a great episode. She definitely had a lot of good moments interacting with her, Nan, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought the Doctor would be very more hesitant toward one of her companions talking with a loved one, because that could alter the timeline or end up with what Rose did in Father's Day and completely mess up everything. Good job, Doctor. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you should start thinking these a little bit more. Maybe, but, take a little bit more risk. Maybe be a little bit more scared. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode as a historical. At the beginning, I was thinking, oh, this is so much sci-fi elements. I want more of the historical parts of this. With the teleporters and these, sci-fi elements. I thought it was just a lot. At least in, Rosa, I liked how it was very little sci-fi elements. I felt this was getting a lot using the sonic and a lot of that. But in the end, it was a lot of historical. It felt like a classic Doctor Who historical. And that I really enjoyed. Because you, of course, see how it's kind of coming. They have to leave the land because someone's about to take it from them. And you get to see a brother versus brother face-off. And it really shows humanity's how they are sometimes. Sometimes humanity's not always nice. They're a little bit more, darker. But yeah, I really also thought the characters in this episode were very good. I thought the Doctor was, of course, fabulous in the story. I think Yaz was really, she shined in the story for me. We got a lot to see more about her personality. And this all started because she wanted to learn about her Nan a bit more. And, why is the watch broken? Why does she not want to talk about this? And in reality, you can kind of see why she didn't want to talk about this. And now Yaz knows. And I liked how at the end, she goes back to her Nan in the present day. And, it's like, are you sure you don't? I'm good. She now knows. And she's not going to tell her Nan about it. Graham and Ryan were also very good in this story. And overall, I thought this was a great episode. I think the writer did an amazing job at creating this world. And, of course, the director did great. The cinematography looked really good on this episode. And it just looked very good. It very replicated the time period. I think they did a great job on that aspect. The only things I can say that I probably didn't like was, of course, the sci-fi elements. But in the end, I really liked how the last few minutes of it felt really like a Doctor Who historical. So that was okay with me. I like the time period that they went to because it definitely is not the, happy time of humanity. It's definitely a bit more dark and sad and somber time period. But I really like that Doctor Who is not afraid to go into that time period and show the audience and help them learn a little bit more about this period of time. So yeah, Doctor Who, Demons of the Punjab. I really thought they did a great job with the story. I think it was great to have another Doctor Who historical. And I really am excited to see what next week's episode is, because that one looks definitely very interesting. Kerblam is the title of that one, so that one is going to be very exciting. But let's go back to this one. So, of course, this episode, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a very good episode. There was a really good story to it. The demons, as they were not really the aliens that were there. They turned out to more or less be the people. One person in particular was actually the more villain of the story, which I thought was kind of interesting, a very unique twist on this Doctor Who story. And, yeah, a really good Doctor Who. I think it was a really solid episode. I definitely think this and Rosa were definitely great historical episodes that they did, and I can't wait for the next historical Doctor Who episode this season. Well, that is it for tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this review, and tell me your guys' thoughts on the Demons of the Punjab in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.